Hey y'all, it's me. I'm coming on here today because I just want to talk a little bit about longing for recognition and acceptance of others. How many of y'all out there really care about what people think about y'all? And I know it'll be whole bunch of people saying, I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't care. Yes, you do. Some of y'all really do care. And I ain't gonna lie, at one point I used to too. But it's been a long time though since I've really have cared less what somebody actually thought about me, because people will try to tear you down. People will try to tear you down, especially if you're a confident person. If you're the type of person that's walking around with a lot of confidence and you have high self-esteem and you really value yourself, people don't like that. People really be wanting you walking around feeling ugly, busted, and they really be want you to walk around feeling like you just the ugliest thing in the world. Don't nobody want you. Don't nobody. They really be wanting you to feel that way. And I say that because there was a specific incident that happened to me once. There was this particular person. Of course, I ain't gonna call no name, but I'm gonna narrow that thing down to the last place that I worked at. But yeah, it was this particular person, and I've always had a lot of confidence. I carry myself with a lot of confidence. I am who I am. I am what I look like. No matter what you think I look like, this is what I look like. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not conceited. Ain't no conceited bone in my body. I don't think I'm all that at all. But I carry myself with a lot of confidence. I value myself, and my self-esteem is pretty much intact. But this particular person, I guess they just felt like they mistook all of that of what I just described about myself, and kind of categorized it as being conceited. And like I said, I don't have a conceited bone in my body. I don't even think I'm all that, but anyway. Yeah, and they came to me one day and kind of like made a joke, said something about, how when a person thinks that they all of that they think, they're the stuff and this, that, and the third, but they really ugly for real. And now those weren't their exact words verbatim, but pretty much along those lines is kind of what they were saying. And she kind of made a little joke. I can't remember the joke of what she said, but like I saw right through it. Like, you think I don't know what you're trying to say here? Like, people love playing on other people's intelligence, especially when they think, that they're the smartest person in the room, the most intelligent person in the room. Then they're going to downplay everybody else's level of intelligence and try to come for you on the sneak tip, and going to think that you don't know what they talking about, or you ain't going to know that they actually talking about you. Okay, so I just looked at her and just gave a little chuckle and went on about my business, because I'm not even about to feed into your insecurity, because basically what that is, because why you mad that I'm secure and who I am as a person? Why does that piss you off? I don't understand that. You mad because I don't have low self-esteem? Tell me how that makes sense. Please, somebody tell me how that makes sense. You mad because I'm not walking around feeling ugly, devaluing myself, thinking that I'm not worth nothing. Then that must really be how you feel. That's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. If you're trying to reflect that upon me, because see, that's what abusive people do. And that's a form of abuse. It's a form of abuse. It don't always have to be in a relationship. And this is what I be trying to get across to people. You can have friends, so-called friends, frenemies is really what they are, that will try to abuse you emotionally, mentally, verbally. And that was a form of all three of those things right there. But because I didn't feed into that, because I know who I am as a person, I haven't always been this person who I am sitting here right now, but I've pretty much always, valued myself, who I am as a person, and I wasn't gonna let nobody else tell me who I was. So, but yeah, that was just an example. I wasn't gonna let feed into their insecurities that day and come down to their level. Like Michelle Obama said, when they go high, when they go low, we go high. That's what I did that day, and I was kind of proud of myself because I really could have gave her that business because I wasn't the person then who I am today. So I really exercised a lot of self-control in that moment. But I just want to just talk about, stop letting people tell you who you are and caring about what somebody else got to say about you. Because typically when a person is trying to put you down and belittle you and, trying to knock your self-confidence down and devalue you, it's really a reflection of how they feel about themselves. They question their own value. They question their own looks and their own confidence. And that's why they trying to shake yours. So if you that person out there that's always got your head held high and, you feel good about yourself, who you are as a person and what you look like, and and it's not all about the outside. It's about what's in the heart too, what you bringing from in here. That's the main thing. But if you feel good about that, see, people don't like you being a good person. People don't like that. I've always been a good person. I haven't always been on a walk with God, but I've always had a good, solid heart, and I've always cared about people, full of integrity, and always tried to do what's right, never tried to backstab people and just be a messed up person. I've always been a good person at heart, which is one of the reasons why God chose me, so. But when people see you walking in that status, they mad. They be big mad. They be so mad and really be trying to knock you down, trying to bring you down to their level. Don't let them. That's the main thing that I'm on here today to talk about, is not letting these people drag you down to where they are, because that's their main focus. That's their main goal. And I know I talk a lot about abuse, narcissistic abuse, physical abuse, oppression and bondage and things of that nature. And all of this, what I'm talking about right now, plays right on up into that, because it don't always have to be coming from a relationship. Abuse can come from anybody and in any form. So keep your eyes open when you got a person in your ear, trying to be slick about it, but really trying to tear you down in the process. Want you to feel how they feel inside. Beware, be aware. Always be yourself. Don't let nobody switch you up. Don't let nobody let you think that you have to switch up who you are. Be true to yourself, because there was times when, I'm just an honest person. I've had a lot of experiences in my life, and a lot of them may reflect to some of the experience that you may have had. And same person, this is crazy, because this is the same person that, they would share some stories, things that happened in their life or whatnot. And me, like I said, I've had a lot of experiences. I would have a similar story and would share it. But because of that, they perceive that as me being a Me Too person. Oh yeah, me too, I got that. And that's just not even what I was doing. I'm just sharing my experience as well. But because of that, I found myself sometimes pulling back and not sharing things with this particular person because they would feel like I'm lying or something. And I had to check myself on that, because what? And that's just a prime example of allowing people to dictate who you are. Beware, I'm telling you. Who are you? Who are you? If somebody was to ask you, who are you? What would you say? What would you say? Because I know most of us, the first thing that will come out of our mouth, and especially if we're parents, is, well, I'm a mother of however many. I work at such and such. That's not who you are. That's something you do. That's a job you have. Being a mother, that's a title. That's another job that you have. That's not who you are as a person. Who are you? Because many of us don't even know who we are. Many of us don't even know. And I'm still in the process of figuring out who I am, because through all of these years, parts of me have gotten lost from being a mother, from being, a supervisor on a job for so many years, or being somebody's girlfriend, or being somebody's wife or husband. You lose who you are in the midst of all of that, because everything about yourself, you are putting forth 100% in this area, in that area, in that area. But what gets lost and kind of pushed in the back is you, yourself. So I want everybody, when you get up out of this video, to really sit back and reflect on who you are as a person and make a list of those things. And if some of those things have gotten lost along the way, bring them back. Bring them back. That is huge. That is so huge. And a lot of times that's what ruins some of our relationships, is because we get so deep into these relationships of trying to be a particular person for somebody else, then we lose ourselves. Then years down the line, it's like you don't even like who you've become, or the person that you done changed yourself for. And now you trying to get back who you were in the first place. So if you feel like you've lost yourself, find that person again. Find that person again and start being that person again, okay? And block out the haters. Block out all the haters. The haters don't even exist at this point. They don't even exist. They so irrelevant, and they always in the back somewhere anyway, giving their opinion. We don't need it. We don't need it. Keep it, okay? Keep your opinions to yourself. You don't exist to us, okay? We up here and y'all down here. Stay in the back, where you always at anyway, running your mouth. So, and God said we're fearfully and wonderfully made, just the way we are. He made all of us in his image. So it don't even matter. It's all up in here anyway. This outside shell is nothing. Nothing. That don't mean nothing. And you can lose that in the blink of an eye, I mean. So what we look like on the outside, who cares? What's going on up in here? What that heart do? That's what I want to know. And that's what God want to know. That's what he judging all of us on. Our hearts and our minds, our thoughts. He don't care nothing about what you look like. When judgment day come, what you looking like ain't gonna matter not one bit. Whether you got on makeup, or what kind of hair you rocking, or what you got on name brand clothes, or ain't none of that gonna matter. This outside shell is just that, a shell, and that's it. Okay, so we need to start working on these hearts, getting our hearts right, getting our minds right, because that's what matters. And stop giving people too much of yourself. Save something for you. Everybody that you meet don't got to meet you. Do that make sense? Everybody that you meet, I'm going to say it again because some people probably didn't hear me. Everybody that you meet don't have to meet you. And I know y'all saying, well, what you mean? What you mean by that? What you want me to be fake? I ain't saying be fake. I ain't saying be two-faced or, none of that. What I'm saying is you don't got to give everything to everybody. Every time you meet a person, you don't have to give them all of you. You give them the surface you. You give them the surface you. That's what they get, the surface you. And then depending on how this thing go, how this relationship play out, whether it's a friendship, just platonic friendship, or a romantic relationship, or just a co-worker or anybody, they get the surface first. That's what they get first. And then it depending on how they come in, whether they come in correct or not, then they may get that deeper you. But see, some people never even got past the surface with me. Most people don't get past the surface with me. Even people that think they know me, thought they knew me. You ain't know me. You were still on the surface. You were still on the surface, and I kept you on the surface for a reason. Everybody don't get all of me. And I'm not talking about like your family, your close family members and stuff like that, people that you really love and are close to. Of course, you open up with those people. I'm talking about people that just random folks that you meeting, passing by in a day, a new coworker or, a friend of a friend. Everybody don't get all of you. Keep some of them folks on the surface because that's where they belong, on the surface. So when things go south, which they probably will, they don't know nothing about you. They don't know nothing about you. It's people that worked with me for 18 years and didn't know nothing about me. They knew I had 3 kids and that's it. That's it. And that's all I wanted them to know. They ain't even know their names. You know how you can meet some people and they run down their whole entire life to you within 15 minutes? You know all their kids' names. You know what school they go, what you go to. You know everything. Everything. And then when people start talking about them, and spreading their business around, and now they mad, wondering where it came from. Well, you might have to go to one of the 100 people that you told. Keep some stuff to yourself. Keep you to yourself. Don't nobody need to really know who you are for real. And I ain't saying, I ain't saying being fake. I ain't saying none of that. I'm just saying, give them the surface you, and that's it. Leave them wondering. Leave them wondering. Be a mystery to folks. Be a mystery to folks. And I think that's why, I don't know, a lot of people just didn't like me for no reason. Just for no reason at all. I don't know. And I still can't explain it. But it's probably because I wasn't running around telling my business to everybody. And they wanted to know. And I wasn't giving it up. I tell people what I want them to know. If you know something about me, it's because I told you, and it's because I wanted you to know, and I didn't have a problem with you knowing, and I don't have a problem with nobody else knowing. But I guarantee you don't know nothing about me that I didn't want out, and that is intentional. Keep some stuff for yourself, okay? You don't have to be an open book to everybody. You don't have to be. There's no rule that says you got to give everybody your whole life story just because, you guys are acquaintances. You don't have to. Keep some stuff for yourself. Okay? And stop thinking that you got to be perfect all the time. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. It's okay to go out the house without makeup on. It's okay to go out the house with your hair not being done, with a scarf on your head if you feel like it. Now, I ain't going to encourage nobody to go out with no bonnet on, because me personally, I don't like that. But, sometimes if you just running out in the morning, you just popped up and you need to run to the store and you still got your scarf on, at least do it in the front and do the little bun, the little ball thing, to make it look presentable, but you don't have to be perfect all the time. You don't have to be all put together all the time. I know a lot of people that won't leave the house unless their hair is perfect. Won't leave the house unless their makeup is done. Wouldn't dare come online without makeup and hair. Right now I don't got no makeup on. And I have blemishes. I'm not perfect at all. But I don't care about that kind of stuff. That's not what's important to me. And I'm not saying that, would I like to have perfect skin? Of course. Who don't? What I'm saying is I don't care if you see that I don't. That's what I'm saying. And that's how everybody should feel like that. Because what it is that it's not something that, we're not doing that because for us, we doing that because we worried about what somebody else gonna say. If I run into somebody at the store and I ain't got my makeup on and they can see the real me, you worried about what they gonna go run and tell the next person if your hair wasn't done. Or if you just had on some old house loungeabout clothes. So what? Stop caring so much about what people think. Ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of us perfect. Ain't none of them people on TV perfect. Ain't none of them people, even these models and stuff that look beautiful in all of these pictures, and that ain't real. That ain't real. And all these people, in Hollywood and these movies and stuff with these perfect bodies, and ain't none of that real. None of that real. They went and paid for that stuff. Are there some naturally beautiful people? Absolutely. That's not what I'm saying at all. But trust and believe they done something to enhance something somewhere. Stop trying to live up to the facade, trying to live up to Hollywood. Because Hollywood ain't real. Okay? When you look in the mirror, what do you say to yourself? Because I know, and I'm guilty of this too. We look in the mirror, we be like, dang, I want to change this, I wish that, and I wish this. But sometimes that mirror can harvest a lie. We always see ourselves way worse than what other people see us. That, we'll pick ourselves apart. We'll pick out every spot on our skin, every scar, every mark, every roll, every this, every that, and just be disgusted at looking at our bodies in the mirrors. And 9 times out of 10, that ain't how nobody see you. You only see yourself like that. Stop being so hard on yourself. We are fearfully and wonderfully made in the eyes of God. And whatever imperfections you have on your body, that's how God made you, and that's how He intended you to be. Love yourself. Embrace your flaws. And stop trying to live up to somebody else's expectation of what beauty is. Beauty is in here. Beauty is in here. It ain't out here. It ain't out here at all. At all. Because when I take all of this stuff off, take the hair off, I don't got no makeup on right now, but take the nails off and everything else, you still got to be okay with what you looking at in that mirror. And it ain't going to come from here. It's going to come from here. It's going to come from here. You got to fix these 2 things in order to be okay with what you're seeing on the outside when you're in rare form. You are beautiful. From the crown of your head to the soles of your feet, you are beautiful. So if you haven't heard that today, then let me be the first one to tell you, you are beautiful. And God loves you, regardless of what they done said about you, what this person done said. You are beautiful.